So I was just like shocked in, the results that I got in one session. So I wanted to write an article about it. And then I started researching it. And then I was like, oh, wow, it works on the epidermis of the skin. It builds collagen. I'm like, okay, that's great. Your skin has an even complexion and is like soft and glowing. And it was just like the list of benefits went on and on and on. And then also how safe the technology is. The technology has been around for over 30 plus years. It's so safe that when babies are prematurely born, they put them in incubators. That is infrared. So it's ultimately life force. It's very similar to the sun, but it doesn't have all the harmful things.
Hi, welcome to another episode of Mom Does It All. If you're looking for encouragement, empowerment, and uplifting in motherhood and mompreneurship, this is a show for you. I'm your host, Marta Spurk, triplet mom, woman empowerment coach, and all things motivation extraordinaire. On this episode, I talked to Lauren Berlingeri, soon to be mom to twins and co-founder and co-CEO of HigherDOSE, infrared sauna spas. She talks about the benefits of this technology and also her journey in starting this business with a partner. Let's get right to it.
Hi, Lauren. Thanks so much for joining me today.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited to talk to you today.
I am too. So guys, this is a first on the Mom Does It All podcast. Lauren is a first-time mom. She's not a mom. Well, she is a mom, but the babies are still inside her. And babies, I say, because I just found out she's pregnant with twins. I was going to say triplets. With twins. Oh, I am so excited for you. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. We're super excited too. I mean, I kind of was letting you know that we struggled with it at the very beginning, or at least I did. My husband was like super excited right off the bat, but I had a nervous breakdown in my doctor's office because originally I went in and, we did the first ultrasound and they only detected one baby. And then I went back, I think it was at 11 weeks and
oh my God.
She found the other one. And I have my own business and, I planned on bringing my baby to work with me, and just like all of my plans kind of like crashed down because one was already a lot as a new time mom, but now having two. So yeah, it took me a good 24 hours to really be excited about it. But now we're like over the moon excited. Like everything finally makes sense. And to be honest with you, everyone's much more excited for us now that we're having twins. Before, no one really cared that we were having one.
It's normal.
You know what I mean? And then my family now, like all my cousins are messaging me. Everyone's messaging me. They're all super excited. So
oh my
couldn't
gosh.
be more happy. Yeah.
That's so amazing. Oh, and I can totally relate because when I told my husband, because I was alone, and you said, good thing your husband went with you. I was alone when I learned it was 3. And my husband was like, oh my gosh, that's so exciting when I called him. And I was in tears. I was terrified. So I totally understand those feelings.
Yeah. Like I couldn't move. Like I had to leave the doctor's office because she couldn't draw blood. Like my blood just totally dried up.
Oh my gosh.
And yeah, like my husband had to like walk me out of there. I was like in so much shock. I didn't know what to do with myself. So I can only imagine with 3, you don't even think it's possible. So it's
right.
So shocking.
It's like me, like you see other people and you're like, oh, okay. But then it happens to you and you're like, whoa, is this for real?
Well, I mean, people always ask if there's twins in my family, which there are. My mom's a twin, and there's actually 2 sets of twins on my dad's side. But I mean, is there triplets or twins in your family?
So after we had the kids, my husband's cousin actually had twins. So I don't know far back. No one knows, but
yeah,
this happened. I mean, total surprise for sure. I mean, even if you have it in a family just like you, it's still, you're never expecting. It's still shocking. But I would love to talk more about your business. And I love that you're saying, these ideas that you're already having. Oh my gosh, I was going to take one baby to work and now I have 2 babies. How is this going to happen? And yeah, that's a crazy thing in itself. But I love how different your business is and everything that you work with. It's something that I hadn't heard of until recently. So can you tell us more about it and how you got started into this? And now it's just super successful and all over.
Yeah, totally. So my company is called HigherDOSE. DOSE stands for dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins. And those are your 4 main happy chemicals. And the idea behind our company is actually to feel your best and look your best. And what we did is we launched with infrared saunas, which is a light therapy. So we actually have 11 spas in New York City and one in Connecticut and New Jersey. And we strictly just do infrared saunas. And infrared saunas are light therapy, but you do sweat like a traditional sauna, but in a very different kind of way. Traditional saunas heat the air, whereas infrared heats objects. And what it does is it kind of mimics the sun's rays. So you can imagine going out on a nice sunny day. You know, it's not too hot in the air, but once you sit in that sun, the sun slowly starts to heat your body and then you start sweating. It's exactly the same thing. So you get all the benefits of the sun, but without all the harmful UV rays. You don't get sunburned, but you do release a lot of serotonin and happy chemicals, just like you would when you're on a nice sunny day. So it feels like you're on the beach in Miami when it's like not in the dead of summer, when it's like absolutely perfect. So it's very gentle, but super effective. You've never sweat so much in your whole entire life. And what the infrared rays are doing, they're vibrating your water molecules and pulling out heavy metals, radiation, and environmental pollutants out of your fat cells. So it's a very oily kind of sweat, a very different kind of sweat than you've ever felt before, because it is pulling those deep toxins that are stored within the body. It's so amazing as a detox protocol, but it also does so many other amazing things. So it also downs cortisol levels, which is your stress hormone, and puts your body into a state of healing and relaxation versus, Finnish or Russian sauna, which they're so hot that they can be so aggressive that you feel almost the opposite. You feel depleted and tired afterwards. Whereas with the infrared, it's not like that. You actually feel calm, connected, and energized, not sleepy or exhausted. And then it is also good for pain and inflammation. And what it does is it actually increases blood flow and circulation. So you're pumping fresh blood throughout the body. So it's really good if you have arthritis, or if you're just like an extreme athlete and you're working out, really hard and your muscles are really tense and tight. It loosens that all up. So we have a lot of people that come to us with like pain and injuries and, inflammation. So it's really amazing for that too as well. It also speeds up your heart rate to the pace of a light jog. So you get a little cardio workout while you're in there, which is really awesome. Yeah. I don't really like to talk about, burning calories. I'm a nutritionist and health coach, and I try to stay away from that. But in this case, it's really easy to understand for people because you do get a workout while you're just sitting there.
Right. Oh, that's incredible.
Yeah. I mean, the benefits go on and on and on and on. And that is really why, I wanted to start this company. Is I came across the infrared sauna when I was working at a health and wellness startup. And my job was the brand ambassador program and product development. And I spent hours in a boardroom trying to create something that was, weight loss, detoxifying, anti-aging, all of this. And we ended up creating this like green juice powder. It was nothing like that did all of those things, but it was healthy for you nonetheless. But I got to spend, hours in a boardroom with, the top experts in nutrition and doctors and fitness experts. And I actually at the time was struggling with my own hormonal imbalances, which is something I've struggled with for, I guess, probably 8+ years. Cystic acne, just like my hormones were always out of whack. It's I got it from my mom. And one of the doctors was telling me and just like, asking me what I do. And, I was a workout fanatic and I was very strict on what I was eating, and I wasn't eating any carbs. And, it was just not good for my endocrine system. So he was like, you need to work out less. Like you can't do the 2 times a day. It's not great, especially for women.
Right.
And you need to eat more foods that are high in fats and high in carbohydrates, because that is what nourishes your endocrine system, not just lean protein and vegetables. So this was like a huge revelation for me. And when I went and tried the infrared sauna as a substitute for working out all the time, because, you get addicted to that high of a workout.
Yeah.
It was like way better than any workout I've ever done before.
Wow.
My skin was absolutely glowing. I slept like a baby that night, and I just really didn't understand what happened, because I felt like I was some expert in this field already, because I'm obsessed with everything health and wellness and fitness. So I was just like shocked in, the results that I got in one session. So I wanted to write an article about it. And then I started researching it. And then I was like, oh, wow, it works on the epidermis of the skin. It builds collagen. I'm like, okay, that's great. your skin has an even complexion and is like soft and glowing. And it was just like the list of benefits went on and on and on. And then also how safe the technology is. The technology has been around for over 30 plus years. It's so safe that when babies are prematurely born, they put them in incubators. That is infrared. So it's ultimately life force. It's very similar to the sun, but it doesn't have all the harmful things that the sun has. So it's extremely good for the body. It's extremely gentle for the body. And really, you only saw infrared saunas in these like extreme detox centers. And, like the first time I went to try it, it was in a colonic center in the basement in New York City. And I was like behind a curtain in this infrared sauna. And I loved it. And I remember bringing friends there. It was like so embarrassing because it was such a bad experience. So lights went off and I was like, this is what I'm doing. Everyone needs to be doing this always. And it's so beneficial. And, I lived in all sorts of places around the world, Germany and all through, I lived in Turkey for a year and a half and I traveled all through Europe and, I'm Canadian and my background's Norwegian, Italian. It's just sauna culture is such a big part of people's lives everywhere else. Whereas in North America, like we don't really have, great saunas. And if we do, it's like at that spa that you do once a year and you don't really like go back to, or like that really crappy one at the gym that you don't really get all the benefits. So I just saw it as a huge opportunity because I really feel like, especially in New York, everyone needs to be doing it often with the stress, the pollution, the overworking, and just people need to calm their nervous system. So, I have a business partner. She's amazing. She, went to the London School of Economics in Georgetown. So she's really good with numbers and models and stuff like that. So we started HigherDOSE 3.5, 4 years ago now. Now we have the 11 locations. And we've also launched our take-home experience, which is your take-home sauna, which is an infrared sauna blanket. So lots going on.
Oh my goodness. That's so exciting. So you don't even have to go anywhere and I'm sure it's not the same exact benefits as if you actually went to the sauna, but pretty similar, or is it the same with the blanket?
Yeah, that's actually a good question. It's very, very close. So our saunas are full spectrum saunas, near, mid, and far technology. And the far technology is the detoxing, the weight loss, the relaxation. Honestly, about 80% of the benefits are in the far. And then the near and the mid, those are the panels that are much hotter. They are hot to the touch. You can't be too close to it. But that is the stuff that really does like wound healing and kills bacteria and viruses. Like you'll see doctors, if you go to a doctor's office, they'll put like that red light really close to like, things that are infected and whatnot. But it also works on the epidermis of the skin and it creates new cells and builds new collagen. So that is way too close to have on the body. So we don't have the near, but you do still get some skin benefits because when you are detoxifying and pulling out all those toxins, your skin is like glowing and, increasing circulation. And you still get the softness of the skin, but it's not like exactly like building the collagen and new cells and like our saunas are.
Oh, that's so interesting. I love that so much. And I will have to find a place here in Denver. You can recommend if you know anybody and I can go try it before I go to New York, or you can open up a branch.
I know Denver would be such a good place. I mean, I'm sure Denver has it. They're like so advanced. It's just, you got to dig for them. And, what we've done is very different. We've like opened pretty much an infrared spa. Whereas traditionally to find an infrared sauna, you're going to have to like look into like detox centers or recovery centers. And they have like a sauna tucked away somewhere. Whereas like, we were like, how do we make this easy, accessible, quick, fast, fun, exciting, Instagrammable? Like we just made our whole business around it. And I think that's why we've been so successful, is because I really do believe when you focus on one thing and do that one thing really, really, really well, it's a lot easier than communicating 15 different services and, like it gets too difficult. Whereas like infrared's good for everyone.
Right. And how long is a session typically? How long is it recommended and for you to stay in there?
Yeah, we do 25-minute sessions and we do 45-minute sessions.
Okay.
But ultimately you get the room for half an hour, you get the room for an hour. But you really don't stay in the sauna any more than 25 minutes or 45 minutes. But because We do have showers in our rooms. We actually partnered with luxury hotels and opened up some of our spas there, or we're in Equinox gyms, which is really amazing. We're in the spas there. So again, some of the rooms have showers, and some of the spaces you just go to the change rooms there. But for first timers, you go in for, I would say 25 minutes and see how that goes. See how you feel afterwards, and then work your way up to more of like a 45-minute session.
Okay. And is that something that you pay per session? Do you have like a membership that you can go? I'm just curious how it works.
Yeah, we do. So it's 45 minutes for 30. And if you bring a friend, it's 60. And then for our hour sessions, they're $65, and then 15 for bring a friend, which is 80. We do packages, but we don't do memberships, but we do significantly discount on packages. And that's only because like up until I would say, 4 months ago, we only had 4 locations. And then we just did this big deal with Equinox where we launched 9 locations with them. So, or 8 locations, sorry. So we have a lot more locations now. So we might think about doing a membership model, but we've been so busy and it's been so great that we haven't really been forced to do the membership model yet.
Right. That's great.
But if anyone has like Lyme disease or cancer or lymphatic issues, we always give really good discounts for that. So you can always just reach out to us and let us know if you're struggling with anything. And we always discount on top of that.
That's nice. Amazing. Oh, I love all the benefits, all the details. But I do want to hear how you went from, oh, this is really interesting, and now I want to open my own business and find a partner. I'm sure people may be wondering, especially for those of us who are in the beginning stages of our business, how did you go about starting everything 3.5 years ago and now having 11 locations and counting? And another thing too that I remember you mentioned was celebrities have been going to these locations too. Tell us more about that.
Yeah, totally. So my background, I'm a nutritionist, health coach, but I was an international model for 10 years. And then I also got into television hosting. So I actually hosted my own show called Women versus Workout, which led me to host for brands like EA Sports, UFC, IMG. So that kept me busy for a while. So, but I was always kind of like frustrated with talking about other people doing things. I knew I was an entrepreneur at heart. I always have been, even since I was like younger, like my parents would give me $10 to go to this May Madness garage sale at school. And I always bought things and resold it to my friends and came back with more money, just always like stuff like that was really fascinating to me. So, I actually got into startups, I would say, 3 years prior to starting my own, which is the health and wellness startup that I was at. And that was the best eye-opening experience of my life. I, was one of the first employees. I spent a lot of time with the founder and CEO. I watched him raise money. I watched him, do the best sales pitch ever for the business, and how you talk to people and how you network and then, how you build a brand and then how you market that. And you just learn so much, if you actually get some experience with someone else's startup. So first I would highly suggest, if you are interested in starting your own business, and if you have any like friends or, people around you that are starting their own and they're like, pretty experienced, I would even volunteer your time. It's so valuable.
Yes.
Startups are very different than corporations. Everyone wears a lot of different hats. You do a lot of different things.
Right.
You're so involved, whereas, corporations aren't exactly like that. So I got a really good taste of, what it's like to have my own business by, working there for, the 2 to 3 years that I was there. And then I saw that like I could do that too. And we did things a little bit backwards, at Aloha, where, he was a serial entrepreneur. He was really great at raising money. He was really good at selling the vision, but he didn't have a product. So we actually had to do things backwards. He had to raise a ton of money, and then we had to develop the product afterwards. And honestly, the company ended up not doing as great. So I learned a lot of things what not to do as well, which
That's
is
important.
also really good. Yeah. But in that time, like when I came across the infrared sauna, and I was like, these benefits are everything that we talk about, you know, wanting to create in a product at Aloha. And the technology has been around for so long. It's like, I don't have to worry about launching something and then, oh yeah, infrared saunas are actually really bad for you and then like destroying your whole entire thing. So it was just like, honestly, so clear to me that this needed to happen. And mainly because I wanted it to happen and I needed that experience and it didn't exist. So it was just like a no-brainer, for me to, you know, do this 100%.
Right.
And then I, you know, what came next was, okay, here are my skills. I'm a nutritionist, health coach, fitness person, expert in that realm. I'm really good at marketing. I'm really good at, you know, speaking to a product with my hosting background. But what am I not good at? Okay, I can't put a model together. I'm not great with numbers. I don't have the experience that when I go to speak to investors that they're going to be like, okay, if I give this, you know, girl $1 million, then she's not going to totally blow it. So I needed to find my other half, someone that was totally different from me and had a very different skill set. So I also recommend that, you know, to people that want to start a business is find someone that's everything that you're not, so that you really cover a lot of bases, because there's a lot of things to know when starting your own company.
Right. Oh, that's brilliant advice, especially when you're starting out and it's just you and maybe this other person. You have to make sure that you complement each other. So that's brilliant advice, because you're doing all the things already. So having somebody that is different that can fill those blanks is perfect.
Exactly. I'm not someone that has any track record of opening businesses before and then being super successful. So that's going to be already a challenge off the bat. So pretty much what we had to do is go out and prove the concept slightly, and then, you know, be able to speak to both of our backgrounds and how complementary we are to make people feel comfortable with the fact that, you know, we're the right people to do it. Because ultimately at the very beginning, investors are, you know, really investing into the founders.
Yeah.
And, you know, actually the whole time, not just at the beginning.
Yeah.
You know, we're going out.
It's a leap of faith for them for sure.
Totally. So they need to just like, you know, have faith in you. And if you can do it all, that's amazing. But most of us can't. So
yeah. And it's nice being able to rely on somebody else, just like what you're saying, that has experience in different areas. So, and it's nice when you recognize that too, because I feel like sometimes we feel like we can do everything, and then we end up, you know, not being as successful as we could have been if we were just humble enough to realize, I'm not so good at this. I need somebody to help me with that, and go from there.
Totally. But business partnership is not the easiest thing in the world. So just be prepared to go through a lot, and, you know, just try to be as transparent with each other and communicate as much as you can, and honest with each other, and really just try to choose someone that you feel like, you know, you can do this with. Because a lot of times business partnerships don't work out. And then some people say, I wish I did this by myself. So you just never know, but it's kind of like a marriage.
It is. I was thinking about that when you were saying.
It's actually more than a marriage. I feel like in a marriage, you can still get out of it.
Right. You have some time apart.
Whereas like with the business partnerships, like if you get out of it, the baby, the business ends. And that's really scary. So I would say it's even more of an important decision in some cases, you know, than marriage can be.
Yeah, no, that's great advice. And I always like hearing the story of how it began, and also the struggles, because most times what we see, especially online and stuff, it's like how everything worked out, how everything's so beautiful and happy, but there are struggles, right? And
my God,
overcoming them is
2 years were a nightmare. I mean, my business partner and I almost got into a fist fight in front of our first location. Like, it was really tough. We didn't pay ourselves. And, you know, she's very smart. She comes from an amazing background. She was the second in command at the San Francisco Marathon, and she worked
Wow.
at Tough Mudder, and she, you know, she was used to bigger salaries and paychecks. So it was just really rough on us. And ultimately it was my vision that she felt very passionately about and always wanted to do her own thing. So there was just like a lot of times where, you know, there was a lot of blame on each other. You know, if she wasn't doing enough, if I wasn't doing enough, it was just a lot of back and forth.
Right.
And I'm glad we got that out of the way before we started making money. Because once we actually started to make money and started being able to pay ourselves, that was like out of the way. We were already like so close because we've been through it all.
Oh, I love that. Thank you for sharing. That's good.
Yeah.
That's encouraging for women that might be in a similar situation or that will go through that and they'll remember this experience. So you have all these locations in New York. Are you looking into opening up locations in California or any other places?
Yeah, we're actually we're going to be opening in LA. So we're just in the midst of signing 3 different hotel contracts.
Ooh.
Yeah, we're really excited about that. And, you know, LA is a great market for us. Everyone's really knowledgeable in the health and wellness fields. Like
Yes.
you talk to, you know, 2 out of 5 people in LA and they already know what an infrared sauna was, where it was very different in New York. We had to do a lot of educating and which is totally fine. We're really good at that. So I think LA is going to be a lot different, a lot easier, but it's just about like still maintaining that really great, you know, experience for our clients and creating the right partnerships and, you know, just really staying focused on our goal.
Yeah.
But ultimately our locations have turned to more of showrooms for us than anything.
Okay.
Because we actually do sell the saunas as well as the take-home sauna blankets. So for anyone that is that health, you know, enthusiast, you know, that doesn't mind spending a lot more money and doesn't mind having a 700-pound sauna in their house somewhere, it's perfect for them. Because we also do sell our saunas.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's a great alternative. If you're interested and you don't live close by to the locations, that's a good idea.
Yeah. And it's honestly something that you want to do like 2 or 3 times a week. Like the benefits are cumulative. Yeah. There's so many studies out there, and there's one that I always reference all the time. It's a 20-year long Finnish study with men that do saunas over 20 years, and they took a group of people that did them once a week, twice a week, 3 times a week, and 4 times a week. And it's just crazy the different benefits that you get. But pretty much like the people that did it once a week, they all saw like down in all-cause mortality and, you know, heart disease and diabetes. But the more they did it, the higher the percentage of them not getting these diseases went up. So it was just the more you did it, the better it was for you. And it's a pretty profound study. So it's just kind of like, honestly, if you can and you can afford it and you can either come to a HigherDOSE, you know, 2 or 3 times a week, you're just going to be obsessed with the benefits of it. And then if you can't get to one, honestly, I would have one in your house.
Nice. Oh, I love it so much. And I'm so anxious to try it. I'm going to have to find a place close to here. Unfortunately, I probably
can help you with that too, totally. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. I was going to say, I probably can't buy the full sauna right now, but I would definitely want to go try because I love trying these things. And I went to a thing, I forget what it was called. You go inside this chamber and it's like salt water and you float. It's like a float thing.
Yeah. Float tanks.
Yes. I love trying all these different things. So I'm definitely intrigued by that. So this is great.
Well, if you're interested, we can always, you know, set up an affiliate code and blast it out to all your listeners so everyone can get a discount on the sauna blankets and I would love to do that. They're just so amazing. I mean, we have an issue keeping them in stock. So it's a really good
that's a good sign.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah. So how can we find more information about it if we're intrigued by all of this and we want to go somewhere to read and find just more information and education? Where can we go?
So there's tons of, information and studies, really long studies that prove all the benefits of infrared saunas and our sauna blankets. So you could go to our website, which is HigherDOSE.com, which is HigherDOSE.com.
Okay.
And that's where you can purchase the sauna blankets too. And then honestly, if you want to find some unbiased research, I would just search benefits of infrared saunas and technology and do what I did before I started this company.
Right.
Because there's tons of information out there on the internet and tons of studies that just talk about this technology and the benefits of it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, love it. Well, thank you so much, Lauren. This was great. I loved all the information, all the encouragement, all the advice, and I look forward to trying it and to hear more about your lifestyle once the babies come. Yeah. I would love to have you back and tell us how life is as a mom of two with your own business.
I know that one of the best things about having your own business is just the flexibility of being able to, be a present mom and ultimately bring my babies to work with me. And I'm sure, my husband's also, he works a lot from home, so he's going to be such a big help, which I'm so grateful for.
Yes.
But I don't want this to affect me as a businesswoman at all. If anything, I just need to find ways to integrate it even more into my life. And I'm really passionate about that. And I hope I can come back on and give everyone my tips on how I did it.
Yes. Oh, I'm so looking forward to it for sure. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a good one.
I am so happy you tuned in for yet another episode. If you're in the New York City area, go check out HigherDOSE. Or if you want to try out the blankets that Lauren mentioned, check the show notes for more information. You can use the code MOMDOESITALL for 15% off. Until next time, bye.